Collective mental state. Mental state is generally a literary or legal term, and is mostly used in philosophy, psychiatry, psychology, and sociology to refer to the condition of someone's mind. An assessment of a mental state includes a description of thought processes, memory, mood, cognitive state, and energy level. Overview. A collective mental state is both distinct from and contains other mental states of self-aware individuals. The collective mental state forms the basis for individual reflection, juxtaposed with the collective state that leads to realizations about emotions, states of being, and individuality. The collective mental state is made of conscious minds and may therefore be a more complex version of something like a stampede, which is itself caused by sentinel animals through imitation. Collective mental states may be simulated through the use of a performer and audience. Stand-up comedy desires to have a group of people collectively, simultaneously feel one thing, laughter. Background. When a mental state is shared by a large proportion of the members of a group or society, it can be called a collective mental state. Gustave Le Bon proposed that mental states are passed by contagion, while Sigmund Freud wrote of war fever in his work Group Psychology and the Analysis of the Ego 1922, a perfect example of the collective mental state. Franz Borkenau wrote of collective madness, while many writers have discussed collective depression. Psychosis can be passed from one individual to another as induced psychosis or folie à deux, but rarely involves more than two people. When the mental state involves a large population. Instances of collective mental states. Church congregation with collective states like prayer, worship, hymns, speaking in tongues, etc. Sports with collective audience states like booing, bullfighting, WWE, football, American football, including the collective home viewership of these things. Concerts where moshing and collective singing occurs. Riot. Carnival. Racism. Horror film audience. A positive example of a collective mental state would be at a rave or music festival. People come together through music and may feel content or relaxed, even though they may be surrounded by strangers in a loud, stimulating environment. On the other hand, in a dangerous situation, people can experience high levels of fear and anxiety if they are in a group of people that is panicking. An example of this is when a large group try to get out of a building and the individuals at the front are crushed against the doors by the weight of the people behind them. A type of angry collective state is often referred to as mob mentality. The members of the group feed off of each other's anger, and the collective mental state can become very aggressive. As part of the experience is a reduced sense of responsibility for each individual.